creamy on the inside and caramelized on the outside. This fast burnt cheesecake is easier than it looks to make at home. Let's get started. I am making a big batch today. I will share a full recipe for a 6-inch round pan in the description box below. Place the cream cheese in a large bowl. Make sure the cream cheese is at room temperature. If not, microwave the cold cream cheese at half power for 45 seconds, or microwave it in 15-second increments until it's at room temperature. In this video, I'm using 2 kilos of cream cheese. Use a paddle attachment and start creaming the cream cheese on low to medium speed until smooth. This is a lot of cream cheese. It will take 3 to 5 minutes on the lowest speed till it comes together. Once smooth and you don't see any big lumps, you can start adding the sugar. And gradually add the sugar on the low speed. This video is on fast forward, hence, it looks like it's mixing on high speed. Stop and scrape down the sides of the bowl until the base, to make sure everything is well mixed. Continue mixing on low speed and add the eggs. Slightly beat the eggs before adding them to the batter. Pour the beaten eggs slowly, and make sure they're well incorporated before adding more, and always mix at low speed. This video is fast forwarded. Always pause and scrape the sides of the bowl to the bottom. The batter is very smooth. Continue mixing on low speed and add lemon juice, vanilla extract, and salt. You can make this dessert with a good old silicone spatula and a large bowl. Of course, you can use a stand mixer, electric mixer, or blender if you have one. Sift in the cornstarch. And continue mixing at the lowest speed. When there's no more dry flour visible, start adding the heavy cream, mixing at low speed. Use heavy whipping cream with 36 to 38% fat. And that's how easy it is to make the batter. And give it a final mix by using a spatula. And that is how you make a batter lump free. You don't even need to run it through a sieve. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean so much to me. Make sure your oven has been preheating to 220 degrees Celsius when assisted, or 240 degrees Celsius for conventional oven. Since these are order cheesecakes, I always weigh them to make sure they are evenly divided. Smoothen the top using a spoon or spatula, and give a couple of taps to release any air bubbles. Be sure to use parchment paper, not wax paper. Some parchment paper is wide, but typical parchment paper is not wide enough. So use 2 sheets to cover the shorter. If your cake pan is 2 inch deep, you need the parchment paper to stay up to sustain the cake batter. The baked cheesecake will rise above the cake pan rim. As such, it is important to use a cake pan at least 3 inches deep. You'll find a lot of recipes using the spring form pan, which you could use. However, a larger size pan, like 8-inch or 9-inch round, will create a short and shallow cheesecake. The cheesecake is finished baking in half the time. Compared to regular cheesecake, bake at a higher temperature to achieve that rich, dark caramelized exterior surface, yet the center of the cheesecake is still jiggly. Once your cheesecake achieves a dark surface on top, immediately take it out of the oven. Give the cake a jiggle to test. It should still be wobbly in the middle. Never overcook the cheesecake by extending the baking time. Even if the top doesn't turn dark after 30 to 35 minutes, overcooked filling resembles curdled eggs and you can't fix it. Let the cheesecake rest and set as it sinks down. It will continue to bake slowly and solidify with residual heat. Refrigerate only after the cake is at room temperature. The hot or warm cake will spoil other foods in the fridge. Serve it at room temperature for a softer, custardy filling. Or take out the cheesecake from the fridge for 30 minutes before serving. Or serve it cold for a firm filling. Warm your knife with hot water. I fill a tall mug cup with boiling water and dunk the knife before each slice. Bring a towel or paper towel to quickly wipe the knife. Cut in one slice motion and pull out the knife. So each slice of the cake has a clean cut. If your cake is chilled cold, may I suggest warming it up a little in the microwave? We thought it brought out the flavor of the cream cheese, and it's actually very delicious. Bass cheesecake is best to enjoy plain, so no fresh berries, compote, or chocolate sauce, but you can serve it however you like it. You can store the cheesecake in the refrigerator for up to 4 days, in an airtight container. Let's answer some frequently asked questions. My cake cracks on top. What can I do? When I made my cake batter with a stand mixer or a handheld whisk, the cake batter seemed to rise higher, sometimes unevenly, and then collapsed, which created some cracks. It seemed inevitable as more air bubbles were trapped inside. I've tried tapping the cake pan, popping the air bubbles, and resting the batter before baking, which seemed to help a little. Can I use a bigger cake pan size? You can multiply the recipe by 1.5 to accommodate a 3-inch deep, 7-inch round pan, or multiply the recipe by 2 to accommodate for a 3-inch deep 8-inch round pan. You will need to increase the baking time. I still recommend this 6-inch cake in bake-to-cake pans. If you want to increase the serving size, it will take slightly longer to bake as you have multiple cake pans in the oven. Why does my cheesecake have a gooey, raw texture in the middle? I assume you get the gooey texture even after you chill the cake. Then you have to bake the cake for a little longer next time. My oven doesn't work the same way as yours, and I can only provide suggested baking time or baking temperature using my own oven. I hope you find this video tutorial useful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, leave a comment below on which country you are watching this video from. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day.